My name is Jen. I'm a soon-to-be self-published author, bumbling my way through the process from first draft to first publish. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Today we're going to be talking about how I provided hardcover copies to my alpha readers. So you will find linked in the description a playlist that if you want to go through this process, I strongly recommend you watch, because as I said in my first video, as I've said in every video, I am not the expert. I am working through the process of publishing my first book. But there is someone named Mandy Lynn. She has a playlist on self-publishing that has been so helpful to me, and it was actually through watching her playlist that I learned it was actually affordable for me to publish physical copies for my alpha readers. So I'm not going to show you inside. I'm not going to show you the back. The only reason I'm going to show you the cover is because this isn't the real cover. This is literally like whipped up on a Kindle Direct website. But I made physical books. They look like this. Again, that's not real. This might not even be the real title. But this is a Bible study written for authors, as I've been talking about. And the only negative about this is this not for resale, but kind of like we talked about last week, I want it kept confidential anyway. And so that almost added to the feeling of confidentiality, in my opinion. So I used a lot of the content provided by Mandy Lynn when I was creating these physical copies to go out to my alpha readers, and I'm so thankful. So again, I will link in the description her whole playlist on self-publishing, and that was incredibly helpful to me. Based on watching her videos, I have built a plan for what I think publishing will look like when I am actually ready to do that. But in the short term, I literally just created this project. It took like 15 minutes maybe to go out onto Kindle Direct. I had to build an author profile, which is all full of dummy data right now because I'm just kind of making it up. I'm not yet ready to actually publish, so I wasn't taking it too seriously. I created an author profile, and then I created a new project. I literally labeled that project Writing Your Story with God Alpha Readers. So there's zero plan to ever make that published or publicly available. And then inside of there, originally I was just going to buy copies for those local here because it said you could only buy 1 to 5. But then I learned that was only 1 to 5 at a time. So I ordered 5 for here locally. That covered all of my alpha readers that are here in this city. And then I shipped individual copies to all the people that are not local. If I had Amazon Prime, then I would have probably saved myself like $10, because the books themselves, they charged me $2.50. Essentially, I think it was like $2.41 for each book. But then I did have to pay $3.99 shipping on each one, and $6.99 for the ones shipped here because I didn't have Prime. If I had had Prime, it would have been literally just the cost of the book. And the books arrived very quickly. I received the 5 last, and my theory on that is because the day after I purchased actually Mandy Lynn's book on Successful Book Launch Planner, as well as a tablet for using now that I'm going to start making some of my own graphics. And I think that they held my stack of 5 to ship in the same box. Can't prove it. That's what I think happened. But mine came a full day after everybody else. It could also be because I ordered 5, but since it's a print on demand, I don't think that would be the reason. The books all arrived within a week. It says it could take up to 2 weeks, but that totally did not happen to me. Like, some people had books shipped the next day, and I put in the order, I believe, on like a Friday, and people were getting books Monday and Tuesday. So it was very, very, very fast. And I feel like the books are relatively good quality. It gives me confidence, since I will be using Kindle Direct for publishing. Gives me really good confidence to see how this is. This paper quality, I was nervous because, again, this is a Bible study, but this paper quality is really like good for writing on. I think that that's really great. And so and just honestly, physically handing copies of books to people, they have really felt special and excited about it. And I've been excited about it. I remember getting them in the mail and going, oh my goodness, I have a book in my hand that I wrote. Right. And so really, really fun. And again, it gives them the opportunity to write directly on it. Me personally, I am working through this as a Bible study, and then at the same time taking notes in the study for my own round of feedback, which we'll talk about next week a little bit more, but that's how I actually got these. I'm not going to do a walkthrough of how to use the Amazon portal because honestly, Mandy Lynn does it better than I ever could, and she's got way better video editing skills. She's been doing this a lot longer than I have. So if you are interested in that, check out the link in the description. She has a full playlist on how to self-publish a book. Whether you want to use Kindle or whether you want to use something else, definitely check that out. I will say, I did not expect it to be that affordable. Like I said, each of these books cost me like $2.50. Now, part of that might be that I did 8.5 by 11. That's how it was formatted already in Word. I literally exported it to a PDF and then uploaded it. Like we talked about last week, I did have to do some work with the margins because I couldn't get the, things didn't fit quite right for the confidentiality thing, so I had to kind of adjust it so that it fit. And so it might have affected the price. It might have been more expensive if I had this at a smaller size. When it finally publishes, it will be at a smaller size. I didn't play around a ton with that. I was just uploading it as the PDF that I already had. So just keep that in mind. This is not ultra formatted. It was literally just, here's a physical copy so you don't have to try to watch it on a screen to give your feedback. So really excited though. Next week, like I said, we are going to be talking about how I'm receiving that feedback and how I'm processing the feedback. So if you want to see that, then I will see you back here next week. Thank you for being on this journey with me. It is really exciting and I am fired up that this first book is going to be published this year. So you guys have a wonderful week and I'll see you next week.